So, as many avid RoCo players know, the two major issues plaguing the game are matchmaking and server issues. Well, it seems very soon they'll be implementing a new way to fix matchmaking, and in today's video, we're going to talk about just that. Before we do jump into that, as always, let's get through our comment of the day. Today's comment is from Keliikai, who says they're more worried about the Battlepass cosmetics coming to the store than exams, and yes, you should probably work on getting your priorities right. If you want comment of the day, just like Keliikai, all you gotta do is leave a comment down below. With that out of the way though, let's get into how RoCo is going to fix matchmaking. So firstly, we'll talk about the new crossplay and matchmaking changes post RoCo has posted on their website, which I will link in the description if you want to read after this or whatever, and then afterwards we can talk about our opinions and thoughts on these changes. So with that said, let's read over the changes that are supposedly going to fix our matchmaking issue. We want to make sure that every time you log in to play RoCo, you have amazing intense matches. There's a lot that goes into that. It's the gameplay that you love, the balance that keeps matches interesting, and yes, it's the matchmaking. We hear you, matchmaking hasn't been good enough in RoCo, and that's why we've been working to address matchmaking for the past several months. We implemented an all-new matchmaking system in 2021, which led to a noted improvement in matchmaking quality. We've continued to tweak the system and seen even more improvements since its initial rollout. But we hear that many of you still don't feel like you're consistently getting high quality matches you deserve, and we hear this most often from those of you who play in low populated queues like ranked, which has been our least popular mode since its launch day without exception, or live in low population regions. Though we will continue to work to grow the RoCo player base, there's only one silver bullet that will make your matches start feeling better right now: combining our controller and keyboard and mouse player base even further. It might be a little scary to some of you, and it was at first for us too, but we've already had crossplay in RoCo for some time through mixed input parties, and we have seen the pros far outweigh the cons. You'll still be match made by skill level, just regardless of input type. If you're good, you're good. It's always better to have more good players to play against. So to quickly just kind of summarize everything, they will be adding forced crossplay to the game in efforts to make improvements to the matchmaking. Mixing the player pools of console and PC is going to let the game fit more people into matches where they belong, which are usually low populated game modes such as ranked. They then follow this first part up with a second part stating, why are you doing this? And it states, when you feel like you've gotten a bad match from our matchmaker, there's one very likely culprit: a lack of good opponents to match you with. There are tens of thousands of players on RoCo at any given time, but not everyone is in the same country, playing the same mode, on the same platform. PC ranked players in low population regions are particularly hard hit by this. Roughly speaking, let's break down some high level numbers that help explain this. About 6% of our matches are in ranked, with both PC and console combined. Strikeout is and always has been the most popular mode in RoCo by a large margin. Of that ranked population, about 25% of you currently play on PC. Just like all of our other queues, the vast majority of RoCo players opt to play on controller. Already, we're down to less than 2% of our player population that is looking for a keyboard and mouse ranked match. And if you're in a relatively unpopulated and geographically isolated place, such as say Australia, 2% of that player base can be very small indeed at certain times of the day. We believe we can make a much better match for you faster if more than triple the matchmaking pool to include the controller player base. So with this in mind, we are combining the pools together. If you have concerns, please read through the rest of this post, which once again I'll link in the description, and also read and let us know what you think. If you're as excited as we are for have better matchmaking and competition, we can't wait for you to experience crossplay once the Rogues Rising update drops. Once again, this section just kind of states that they're really aiming at improving matchmaking with this change, especially in low populated game modes such as ranked and especially ranked on PC, and then this will also help matchmaking for people in low populated areas where not a lot of people are playing Rogue Company. The main thing this is doing is just making the player pool much larger to let people queue into matches with people that are 100% at their skill level. With that said, we have one final category in this post, being some questions and answers. I actually really liked reading through this part, and I think they should do it a lot more in future changes. Let's go over it, and hopefully this helps some of you guys understand things a little bit more. I'm a PC, mouse, and keyboard player, and I'm nervous about playing against controller players with aim assist. Should I be worried? Control players can already end up in keyboard mouse games if they are partied with keyboard and mouse players. So you've probably already played against some people who are using controller. Our data suggests that you have nothing to worry about. There are good control players and there are bad controller players. Aim assist just helps to make it a balanced playing field between the precision of a mouse and keyboard and then a joystick. Players will still be match made by their skill and other players available. And by making crossplay full-time, our matchmaker will have a better idea of everyone's skill level playing against players with all input types. I'm a console player and I'm nervous about playing against PC players who are hacking the game and cheating. Will this impact me? We take cheating very seriously and actively work to ban cheaters and eliminate their ability to ruin others' games. Rogue Company PC features a built-in anti-cheat system, which we have already recently updated to become more robust in the Rogues Rising update. As a console player, should I be concerned about playing against PC players who can use a mouse and keyboard to aim more precisely than I can with my controller? Don't worry, many Rogue Company professional players choose to play on controller and do well against professional keyboard and mouse players. Each input method has its pros and cons, but our data suggests that your choice of controller or keyboard has little impact on your success in crossplay matches. Can I turn off crossplay and play with only my platform? Unfortunately, you cannot. Doing so would split the matchmaking pool drastically and increase your wait times and reduce your matchmaking quality. So yeah, this is the entire post on the Rogue Company website addressing their new crossplay changes to hopefully allow for a better matchmaking experience, something that has been a big issue in the game for a long time. Now this is going to be a huge change. Make sure when implemented you guys are giving as much feedback as possible on like Twitter, Discord, YouTube, whatever the platform may be. The more information and bugs or ideas we feed them, the better they tweak the system, which in the very end can only benefit us. Now let's get onto opinions. To keep things short, I enjoy this addition very much and think it's one of the additions that it should be at the very least given a shot. I mean, some changes like 3v3 ranked and like Cothin ranked, I mean, like those changes, yeah, give them a try, but like this one, we really need to make sure that we're giving a try, giving feedback, that even if it's good, if it's bad, we are being as precise as possible in our feedback. And I just think that this is a very good change. But there are two things I am somewhat worried about. Firstly, cheaters. Now they did kind of address this in the Q&A section by stating they take this very seriously, but I don't know, man, it just doesn't really seem so. I mean, they updated their easy anti-cheat system, but from what I've seen in like on Twitter and when I've played in PC lobbies, console players really have it good. I've been playing this game for almost 2 years on Xbox and never ran into cheaters, and when I have, it was always on PC lobbies. So I'm really hoping that whatever easy anti-cheat update they're implementing in the Rogues Rising update is a very good one. Firstly, last gen players, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 players, and maybe even Switch players are going to have a rough time against PC players, maybe not because of skill or whatever, but because PC have uncapped FPS. It's really a game changer when you think about it. But that's really it. That's just my opinion. Before we wrap up here, feel free to drop a comment down below letting us all know how you feel about the RoCo company forcing crossplay between console and PC players. And we're all done. I'm really hopeful for this change, and in my eyes, if they can somehow crack down on these two problems I addressed in the video, like server issues and matchmaking, I think it could be a major game changer. If they get matchmaking patched up in this update and put their full focus onto eventually fixing servers and server stability, as well as preventing bugs from seeping into update, at its core, RoCo company could be a very, very great game. That's about it though. Feel free to let us all know how you feel about the video by dropping a comment, a like, subscribe for more videos just like this, and why not join our Discord. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to give my video a watch, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.